What is hatching, Toga peeps? Old Man Tub coming at you today with our Week 5 matchup versus the New York Metagross and the one and only Ultra player. So go check him out. Links will be in the description below. If you watched the team builder video, you knew all the things I said about this guy. He is probably the premier battler in the UAPB, even above myself. So keep that in mind. Go over there, watch his stuff. He does really good breakdowns. He does live comms sometimes, so if you like that, go check him out. But anyways, let's take a look at what we got here. Not many surprises on his side. Probably the thing we prepped the least for was Hydrogen, but we do have move coverage for it on pretty much all our mons. So yeah, let's dive into this matchup and see what's going on. Looking at his team, nothing really wants to come in and stay in on a Scarf Jirachi, so if we could catch him on the switch early and U-turn out depending on what he leads. I mean, possible lead Mega Metacham if he wants to fake out and get the Mega up turn 1, which I think would actually be beneficial for him because I don't have any inner focus mons who are gonna go through a flinch. So yeah, we're gonna see what he's gonna lead with, and he's gonna lead out with Hydrogen, the Huntsman, and we're gonna lead off with our little Shoddy. And I see no reason here not just to straight up U-turn. I could have gotten a little cheeky and went with the Ice Punch turn 1, predicting the Gligar switch in because that's what I thought was gonna happen. But it's turn 1. I don't want to get crazy over predict. I don't think an Ice Punch will kill this thing, especially if it's a bulky variant, and I don't want to lose Shoddy to some like crazy Fire Blast or something turn 1. So we are just going to U-turn. He is just going to switch out. He is going to bring in Gligar, predicting the turn 1 U-turn, and we're going to U-turn out there. We're going to bring in Booberry because this thing can't do much to us. Even if it has Toxic, it could set up rocks for days. That doesn't really bother our team. Plus we have a Spinner. But we come in here, not many things on his team want to switch into a Scald. Possibly the Chestnut, if that's what he would like to do. But still, Chestnut doesn't want to come in and get burnt this early in the match. So we'll see what he's going to do. We do just go for the Scald. He is going to switch out into Hydrogen. We are going to Scald, and we are going to see the first turn of unfortunate events that happen in this match. We get a Scald, and we get a turn 1 burn. And we're going to see once I click play that he has leftovers, making me think this is a bulky variant, especially considering that didn't do a lot, but I wasn't expecting it to do a lot because I'm not invested. But the burn is unfortunate because we have Toxic for so many things on his team. This is one of the few things I didn't want to burn, especially if he's not a physical variant. So let's move forward. We see the leftovers. The burn is going to negate the leftovers, which I mean is nice. We're going to stay in because we can take any hit he wants to dole out on us. We go for the Ice Beam, and we know now he's bulky. That should have done a bit more. And unfortunately, we're going to be doing under half. With leftovers and how much that did, I'm predicting he's going to have Roost, and he's just going to be able to sit here and Roost in our face. But all we've seen so far is the Dark Pulse. After turn effects here, as you can see, I don't have leftovers. I stuck with the Wakanberry. That was actually a mistake. I meant to switch to leftovers. I made about 3 last-minute changes to this team, including have to Mega down Altaria at the last minute. And I believe that is why we ended up without a nature for our team builder video, because I switched that down right before we battled and I forgot to go back and change it. So that was bad on my part. So Altaria is neutral nature, and Suicune here has the Wakanberry instead of leftovers. 2 oversights going into this match. Like I said, we had a little bit of stress in the front office this week. Everyone had busy weeks. I was prepping for going out of town on a business trip, which actually I'll be doing tomorrow, Monday. So I'm going to be online a lot. So keep an eye on my Twitter and the Discord, because I'm going to be online a lot because I'm going to be doing nothing but working 8 hours a day and then have nothing to do. So check that out. Be watching. Anyways, now that we're getting back to this, we were super busy. Everyone in the front office was busy, and I made some last-minute changes to the team, making Jirachi physical, taking the Protect off of Suicune, forgot to change the Wakandberry to Leftovers, and we weren't able to get into the Battle Prism thing to battle, which has Draft League format, which megas down your Pokemon. So I went into this with Mega Altaria and had to mega it down and re-enter all the stuff and forgot to enter in the nature. So that was my bad, and not double checking everything before I played the match, and I apologize, I've been ranting about it for 3 minutes now. But he does just roost here, taking him back to full health, and I'm just like, oh crap. I kind of thought maybe there'd be a switch there, so I went for the Scald. And I was just like, well, it's really unfortunate. He has the Toxic. We could have Toxic this thing for days and it wouldn't have been an issue. But we got turn 1 Scald Burns and Sadness. Super Sadness. And he's going to reveal the Taunt. That is the smartest tech anyone has brought against me this season of the UAPB. Now granted, it's week 5, so he has an idea of how I like to play. But being able to outspeed Suicune, which I'm assuming he may have sped crept, but I didn't, so it didn't matter. But having the taunt on this thing for Suicune and Mega Altaria not to be able to set up or sub up if he was faster than some of my sub users is incredibly genius, and it was a great tech. And some of you are sitting there, well, Tub, that's pretty obvious. What do you mean it's genius? Because nobody's done it yet. That's why I played 4 other people who didn't have taunt on anything. Granted, not all of them had seen my matches ahead of time, but this Hydreigon build was perfect for my team, which makes me sad face. So at this point, I am just hitting the ice beams and hoping at some point I get a little bit of super luck. He's gonna roost. I know I can get Mega'd up here and in for free, so I can Mega up and not be fearing the Dark Pulses. Now, we have seen his entire moveset on the Hydreigon at this point. I don't think I noted that. We've seen Dragon Pulse, or Dark Pulse, Roost, Toxic, and Taunt. So we know it's complete moveset, and we know that Altaria can come in. If I can get to +1, we're going to have a good time. So I just go for the return because I knew at that point he could still taunt me. And if he did and sacked Hydreigon right there, I would be able to get rid of Hydreigon, which would greatly aid my team. But if he taunted me, I wouldn't be able to get the Dragon Dance up, which is why I didn't that turn. So we go for the return, and we see it does pitiful damage to this Magearna. We do have the Earthquake, and he's going to Dazzling Gleam. It's super effective, but another Earthquake isn't going to kill. We're going to go out into Cool Dude, get the Drought up. He's going to Dazzling Gleam, and we're going to laugh in the face of that. Even with Torkoal's fairly pitiful special defense, we're going to be able to take hits from this all day long. He's going to get the special defense drop, which is extremely unfortunate because it means we're going to take this next Shadow Ball really hard. But I want to stay in. I know I'll take another one. We're going to get our rocks up, and he is going to die to the Fire Spin. So Trogdor's Cold Dude is burning the peasants, getting that Magearna down early. Huge threat out of the way. Great play for the team. Scorpio is going to come in here, and I thought maybe defog or setting up his own rocks, depending on what his set would be, which means that I can get in relatively for free, but he goes for the Earthquake. But this is just going to give us the option to go ahead and rest up and get rid of that Toxic, getting ourselves back to a good amount of health. Now, if we had the appropriate item at this point, it would be much better for us. We're going to burn a turn of sleep, allowing him to get a free switch in, but that's okay. We're going to go into raid here. He's going to go for the Zen Headbutt, and if he predicted that, which I'm assuming he did, why else would he go for Zen Headbutt? Lord play. Fantastic play. Which was really stupid on my part, because this is one of my best options to switch in and get a Dazzling Gleam off on the Hydreigon. But we're going to Dazzling Gleam here. We see that does less than half, which is very unfortunate. He's going to Earthquake, which is going to be able to come in and kill us. But now we're just going to be able to go into Doug Trio. He has a spiky shield, knowing we'd be bringing friend zone. That is going to do a little bit of damage to us, but that's okay. We're banded and not scarfed or anything. He has the rocky helmet. And we're going to take 2 turns of damage. We do need to switch out here because we are banded, and I don't want to lose that yet. We're just going to go into Booberry. He might switch. He does pull the nice double switch, goes right into his Hydreigon. We're going to burn our last turn of sleep here. He goes for the Toxic, predicting us to switch out possibly into the Altaria. But that's fantastic for us because he's going to have to taunt this turn, which is going to allow us to get a relatively free Ice Beam off without taking damage. So again, if we had Toxic damage racking up this entire time, that would be extremely beneficial for us. And looking back at this, I play extremely passive, and this is something the front office noted after the match. I played very passive with the Suicune here. I'm just trying to keep him at a low range of health because, God willing, I get a crit at some point. Would just be fantastic. Now, this might have been a mistake at my point because he had to roost here because another Ice Beam doing the damage it did. I don't think I've had one roll under. I think the lowest was 30.5% health. So I mean, guaranteed kill pretty much at this point with an Ice Beam. So he had to roost, or at least so I thought. So I switch in Shoddy here to be able to come in and get a hit off on him being at just above half. He is going to roost. So I'm like, okay. He's going to go for the leftovers. I really thought that Gligar was going to be coming out here to take another U-turn. And it doesn't. I stay in, go for the Ice Punch. And it only does 39%. And I'm just sitting here crying, not being able to kill this stupid Hydreigon, because even if I get another one of those, I can't freeze it, and it's not going to do enough damage to kill it. So, that was extremely unfortunate. I do switch out here, because I know he's going to roost. Pretty sure I didn't have a good switch to come in on this and do anything. He's going to taunt right off the bat, and I'm just going to Ice Beam. Again, waiting for that 8% crit chance to possibly happen one time in this match. He's going to roost, he's going to be back at full health, and I'm just going to continue to Ice Beam to keep him at a range of health that something can come in and kill it. I'm going to switch out here. Going to Control-Alt-Delete. He's going to Dark Pulse. That isn't going to do much. Now, this time, he's going to stay in and taunt me. And I was just like, you know, I wanted to roost, get back up to full health, predicting something else to come in. And he makes the manly play and goes for the taunt. Now, at this point, I should have straight doubled out into something. I didn't. He brings in Moltres, which is a good switch in. I do get a crit there, but this is not the crit I needed. I needed the crit on the Hydreigon. And I know I shouldn't complain about hacks, but sadness. Because I under-prepped for the Hydreigon, I didn't have something that could come in and revenge it immediately. So Warpaint's going to come in here, and we are just going to switch out into Suicune. We can take pretty much any one hit from it at this range. He goes for the Hurricane. That is going to miss, and that is going to matter. And you're going to see why right here. That Hurricane does over 1/3 damage. So that Hurricane missing really opened up the door for Suicune to be able to get back to full health. Had they both hit, I would have been dead or had to switch to sack out something else. So I get back up to full health. Hydreigon's going to come in here. I burn a turn of sleep, and again, I am still playing overly passive. He's going to taunt, making the smart play that time, taunting while I was still asleep, so he will be able to attack or do 2 turns of whatever he wants, knowing that I will have to attack him. Going to go for the Ice Beam. Again, still getting about 33% damage with those Ice Beams. He's going to continue to taunt. Predicting my switch out there, go for the Ice Beam, still not within range that another Ice Beam is going to kill him, which is unfortunate, and he's just going to continue to roost in my face. So, Hit him with the Ice Beam. Still no luck there. He's going to Toxic us, which more or less he had to do. We're going to get another Ice Beam off here. We're going to put him in a range that we can kill him, making me think he's going to either Roost or switch out or taunt. I don't think he's going to taunt this turn. So we go into Shoddy. He does go for the Roost this turn. And at this point, I'm getting extremely frustrated not being able to break this thing. So I go for the Iron Head, thinking I have a 60% chance to flinch. I haven't gotten outside of the Hurricane Miss extremely lucky this match. Surely I can land one flinch. Sure don't. He's going to Roost that up off. Okay, I'll go for another Iron Head. Surely I'll get a flinch. Go for another Iron Head. He is going to switch into War Paint. We are going to go for the Iron Head. That is going to crit, which does matter because now he's at the range that if I hit him with 2 more, he'll be dead. So all I need is for this to flinch. We see it does 20%, which will be more than enough to kill him a second time. Doesn't flinch. So, okay. We can get a flinch out of this. We have Serene Grace Jirachi. We have a 60% chance. Surely we can get a flinch. Go for another flinch. Nope. He's going to Fire Blast. Okay. Okay. So no flinches out of Jirachi this week. We have yet to flinch with Jirachi this season in the UAPB. So we go into Friend Zone. We're going to miss a Stone Edge here. Don't know how much that meant ultimately. But damage is damage. So we're going to go to Suicune. He's going to go right back out into his Hydreigon, knowing that's what we'd be doing. And he'll be able to taunt us before we can rest. So we're just going to switch out here, go right into Friend Zone. He's going to taunt. And we're going to be able to drop a Stone Edge on something. Nothing wants to switch in and take 2 Stone Edges at this point. We're going to double out, go into Altaria, predicting him to switch, but he stays in Dark Pulses. I was just like, okay. So again, we are in a position where we could Roost, but we don't. We set up a Dragon Dance because we're faster than everything now after the Dragon Dance. Okay. So we're in a decent position. What we need to do is get a Roost up so we're at reasonable health. So if Moltres comes in, we can take a hit and take it down with 2. So we're going to Roost. He's going to go for the Earthquake, seeing gauge his damage. And we're going to be able to take that fairly comfortably. So we're going to Roost here. Get as far back up to full health as we possibly can. We're going to set up another Dragon Dance because I know he can't kill us with any one single hit. So we Roost here. So he's back up to nearly full health. And we're going to continue to Dragon Dance. So we're at +3 and he Agilities. And I'm just like, oh man. That is the one thing I didn't want to see. Because I could probably Roost-all him at this point. But he Agilities, which means he's going to get the initiative. We are still faster than him because we are at +3 and he is only at +2. But he's going to Hurricane. We're not faster than him. I take that back. We're just going to set up another Dragon Dance. We see that Hurricane do a huge amount of damage. Now, this is fully specially invested Mega Altaria. And that did over 50%. So I was just like, oh. We're going to get the Roost up here. We are faster than him. He sets up another Agility. We need to be able to kill him with 2 returns. We would have been able to do that, but he is faster than us now. We're confused. He is going to be able to kill us with the pair of Hurricanes. But Moltres isn't going to be able to kill us with a single Hurricane. It will put us at very low range. We are going to get the Scald off, and War Paint is going to go down. But Mega Altaria, our win condition went down, and we are really in a bad place with this Hydreigon. He's going to taunt here. We are just going to go for the Ice Beam. Trying to get him at or around half so we can bring something else in and just get some damage on it. He's going to Roost up here. We have Coldute in. And again, he is at full health, which is super bad. He's going to Dark Pulse. Thought maybe we'd be able to take that. We don't. Coldute is going to go down, but it was a sack we needed to do to get Doug Trio in and be able to get a Stone Edge. We're going to hit a Stone Edge. That does about 40% damage. We're going to live this Dark Pulse. Hopefully, we hit this next Stone Edge. And, you know, we have an increased chance for a crit. Maybe we'll be able to take it out. Or at least put it at range that we can come in and make him roost and be able to get a rest off with Suicune. But that doesn't happen. He is going to get the KO on Dugtrio, and all we have left is Suicune, who can't kill it with 2 Ice Beams and can't rest because he's going to, you know, taunt us. And this was a very long, painful match to play, just not being able to break this this Hydreigon, and it's my fault I didn't prep properly for it. And it was just his win con, and he didn't let it go the whole match. Like I said, extremely unfortunate that we burned it that turn, the first attack we made on it. Had that not happened, we'd be able to Toxic it, and I think we probably would have been able to outstall it and play around it better. But he is going to beat us 3-0 in a relatively, I was going to say clean match, but now that I think about it, that is not the word I want to use. A very odd match as far as the hacks went. No flinches with Jirachi, an early miss on Hurricane, which probably saved me 10 turns. Misses with the 2 Stone Edges. The unfortunate Scald Burn after the first one. So it was just a very odd hacks-wise match. Nothing really rolled in our favor outside of missing that hurricane that missed us early. But anyways, this has been Old Man Tup. Go check out Ultra Player. Like I said, he didn't even have his Mega Medicham on the field and beat us with ease. So go check him out. We are now 4-1 after week 5, which puts him at 4-1, which I think puts us in a tie for our division with our week 1 opponent. Don't want to make too large of spoilers if you want to go check it out yourself. But anyways, guys, this has been Old Man Tup. This has been week 5 of the UAPB, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.